There were two rabbis, Rabbi Yossi of Melbourne and Rabbi Uri of Cairns. In partnership with their wives, they are hitting the road on an unlikely mission, the search for Jews.
We're about to go Jew shopping.
These Outback Rabbis scour this vast land looking for lost members of the tribe.
Do you know any Jews that might live in?
No, none, mate.
No, I don't.
No.
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 They are members of Chabad, an ultra-Orthodox Chassidic sect whose religious duty is to connect Jews to Judaism. For weeks at a time, the rabbis go bush in their synagogue on wheels.
You could say it looks a little bit weird, it's loud and it's in your face, but that's the point.
Lots of people here who have never met a Jewish person.
The Chabad of Rara slogan is "No Jew will be left behind."
Every day, their faith will be tested. These city slicker rabbis are heading into the unknown on a mission from God, creating a community for the Jews of the Outback.
Just like the Jews were hunted down once with hate, now it's the time for them to be hunted down with love.
Surf and sand are holy in Australia. Rabbi Ari and his wife Mushki are on a holy quest of their own to build the fledgling Jewish congregation in far north Queensland.
We came up here to create a community and to give people the opportunity to celebrate their Judaism together with other Jews.
No, Shira, she's Choir Beach.
Using their suburban home in Cairns as a base, Ari and Mushki run all things Jewish in the region.
This house is literally our home, our office, our everything. It's our synagogue for services. That same area will be used for the Hebrew school, for the adult education. It's the hub of the Jewish community. Just don't tell a landlord that.
To build their community, Ari and Mushki regularly hit the road, searching for Jews. Jews believe the Messiah is yet to come. For the Chabad sect, the more good deeds and Jewish rituals they can get people to perform, the faster they believe the Messiah will arrive, thus ushering in an era of serenity and world peace.
We definitely believe that with our work, we're helping hasten the coming of the Messianic era by helping other Jews do good deeds and do the Jewish rituals and do the Jewish activities.
For 2 weeks, they will be covering an area almost the size of England as they embark on their Jew-seeking mission through tropical North Queensland. As Mushki is juggling a newborn, she'll be joining Ari for the second leg of the journey.
Good to see you, Josh.
While Ari is wise in the ways of the Torah, this is of little help when it comes to the wisdom of the motor vehicle.
Have you been checking the oil?
Oh, we're gonna... No.
No, you haven't checked.
Well, I just got it. It's been 4
Turn the
days.
engine off then for me, mate. Do you know how to pop the bonnet?
Sure, it's there somewhere.
I don't care that it's a brand new vehicle. Every day, you are going to check this vehicle for me. The reason is take a look over here. We're on minimum there. That's got to be on maximum. So that's the first thing. We don't have water in here. We're going to cook this engine.
It's called a mitzvah tank. Any good deed we do is a mitzvah. And it's a tank because we are in the service of the army of God. We just go out there and we'll try to reach another Jew, doesn't matter how far. So it's a mitzvah tank. It's like the whole traffic that happened.
Jews are known as a wandering people, and they wandered into Australia on the First Fleet, followed by small waves of migration. It is not known if any made it to Innisfail, but using his detective skills, Ari is about to find out.
I've just downloaded the Australian Bureau of Statistics for Innisfail, and it has here the list of religious affiliation. So there's a lot of denominations of Christianity. In Judaism, we see over here, it has persons, and then we have 3. So that's amazing. We're very happy. That's 3 Jews that we know that live here.
Right across the far north, this is the KZ Network. Joining me now is Rabbi Ari Rubin, who is here to tell us about what his mission is. Now, tell me, today, if someone comes up to your, I just so love the name, the mitzvah tank, what sort of things can they ask you, or will you explain?
They can ask on anything. They can ask about our funny hats. They can ask about the strings that are on the sides.
OK, I'll go you on that one. What's the story with the funny hats?
So we all have different traditions, and the hat reminds us that God is always on top of us, and tries to give us that spirit of that we're being watched and that there's something else out there.
And maybe also protection from the sun.
That's right. Definitely in Australia, it definitely helps.
You're in Edith Street in Innisfail. Just look for the big motorhome.
That's right. I'm just finishing up my morning prayers for today. I've just chose a prominent spot so that perhaps if there were Jews in the area, they might recognize the tefillin and the prayer shawl. Doesn't look like that worked, but at least I found a nice plot. I found a nice spot to be able to do the morning prayers, which was really nice.
It's not something you see very often.
The way he was moving there, you know, I was worried he's going to fall over and crack his head.
Christians say the Jews put Jesus to death. Isn't that right? That's in the Bible.
Mushka, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi.
We're just leaving Innisfail. We didn't really find a lot of Jews. In fact, we didn't find any.
Oh, really?
We were in the radio station this morning, so the word is out there.
I wanted to listen, but it's a little occupied with your daughters.
Yeah, fair enough. We're in a town of Wenga now. I don't think we've ever even heard of it.
While Ari and Mushki are responsible for far north Queensland, the rest of Australia falls to Yossi and Malki, national co-directors of Chabad of Rara.
Oh, you're so handsome.
Rara stands for Rural and Regional Australia and services 5,000 Jews across the country. With family in tow, for the last 3 years, Yossi and Malki have regularly left the comfort of Melbourne Jewish life, personally visiting over 1,000 Jews a year.
Take a picture and walk out. Just have some fresh air.
This is not the typical life of an ultra-Orthodox Jewish woman.
So a lot of people have the notion that the rabbi's wife is there to sit on the sidelines and cook dinner and look after the children. That's not the way it works in our family.
Let's go.
This 3,000-kilometre journey is uncharted territory and has never been searched, taking them from roadhouses to mining towns and not much in between as they head to the spiritual heart of Australia, Uluru. With only 100,000 Jews across the whole of Australia, the odds of finding one out here are low, but Yossi is adamant that no part of the country will go unsearched.
One of the most frustrating aspects of what we do is just the distance. I sometimes can't sleep at night knowing that there are areas that I'm personally responsible for the spiritual well-being of the Jewish people there, and we haven't reached them.
For Malki, being a matriarch of Jewish life in the bush brings its own challenges.
Modesty is a big part of being a Jewish woman. We cover our knees, elbows, up to our collarbone. And as a married woman, I cover my hair. So I wear a wig because hair has a kind of intimate power, and I choose to keep that private for myself, to choose who I share that with, which would be my husband. So it's something that's meaningful to me. I don't just wear long sleeves and long skirts just because I'm told to. Part of the reason I do it is because I'm told to, but it also has spiritual significance to me, and so, yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I wear it with pride.
Even with God on their side, Yossi and Malki can fall victim to the elements.
I don't know if this is good. What do you mean it's
because
standing
it's
up?
starting to blow again. Yeah, loosen.
What, this piece is down, that stick is up.
Okay. It's really broken.
Just goes.
My God, what is that?
The train. Undo it a bit, undo it a bit.
You know what? Should I get the instructions?
Here.
Ah, got it.
Awesome. Okay, let's go. Let's get to Port Augusta. Just keep on reversing. You gotta just push the gas. Push. Go. Don't let go. Don't let go. Just stop.
As a new day dawns, the full damage to the mitzvah tank reveals itself.
Shucks, Malky. This thing is like dripping.
So you're saying that's going to drip?
What I think we should do is take it to a place today. At least just this corner just to caulk it up, at least. I don't think it's a big deal. We are in the desert. It's not going to rain. Morning.
How's it going, Rob?
They told me you're the man.
Oh, well.
You can fix anything.
I'll do.
All right. It's right up here.
Okay, yeah. Most of it's probably very easy to fix,
That's good to hear.
except for it being wet. Can't fix anything while it's all wet. Either cut that off there and put another little piece of something there. You know, you'll be right to go.
As they wait for the mitzvah tank to dry out, Yossi and Malky go forth to stock up on kosher food. Kosher is a strict dietary code from the Old Testament, covering everything from how food is ritually prepared through to what can and can't be eaten.
All right.
Just check that. Is that brand?
Yeah, Tassel always has. Oh, you kosher, look at that.
Oh, perfect. I like that better, yeah.
Aided by the Kosher app, shopping is made easy.
We spend half the shopping trip on our phones. We're very grateful for reception in here because sometimes there isn't and they have to walk out the store, check it up, walk back in, and that's hard.
Tip top, actually, tip top.
What about their muffins?
Just the muffins are
And but does it have to have a certain barcode? See? TN?
Yeah, great.
Large spoon to mix.
There you go, Yitzchak.
A blue one.
Blue one.
A blue mix.
Yossi never misses an opportunity to gather local intelligence.
You know of anyone Jewish?
No, I don't.
No.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. You happen to know any Jewish people around here?
No.
No?
Wow, look. A boat.
1, 2, 3. Can you just throw it right here?
Yitzchak, be careful of your shoes, please.
Throw. Good job, Yitzchak. This is an interesting custom that we have. It's called toiveling. We're going to immerse any new vessels that we have to make it ritually pure for kosher purposes. When we're back in Melbourne, they actually have a special, it's called a mikvah. They have a special kind of little pool dedicated to that. But when we're on the road, we got to use a natural body of water. It's better than in Newcastle. When we came to the beach, everyone is in the sun. We came with a whole food processor and like 5 butcher knives because we had just bought the new set of knives. And people like that, you know, bearded Jews coming. They just thought we were terrorists coming with knives. A few people ran away, but we didn't mean any harm.
Kosher's pretty strict. There isn't really much flexibility, so it's difficult, but we make it happen. I mean, that's who we are, you know, and this is what we do.
Okay.
Are you all right? Do you need a hand?
I'm all right.
Okay. All right, Yitzchak, can you find us the ram?
While clear about who they are, others are not so sure.
Quite often, I get mistaken for a Muslim. Oftentimes, people can recognize that I'm Jewish faith, and sometimes you will get some individuals that say, "Oh, you're Jewish. We love the Jews because the Jews hate the Muslims." So they think that we hate the Muslims, which couldn't be further from the truth. We're on the way to Ravenshoe. In Ravenshoe, we know that there is a Jew named Sandy. Sandy is very close to us. And of course, as we always do, we're going to try and find Jews that we've never met before. So welcome to Ravenshoe, Queensland's highest town. This is it. This is the main street, the back streets. This is everything. Do you happen to know, it might be a bit of a weird question, but do you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live around here?
here particularly, but they do exist, if you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
While looking for Jews, Ari ends up talking about Muslims.
Most Queenslanders really accept diversity.
Yeah.
And that all groups seem to get on very well together. But over the last 2 years, I've found that that is not the case with the influx of Islam. Because their book, you have the Torah, they have the Quran, those verses that say that you must kill the Jew, kill the Christian, kill the infidel, they're always going to be there.
Quite often in Queensland, unfortunately, we do get a lot of people that are against Muslims. Yeah, I usually just grin and bear it. I'm very unconfrontational. I don't like to get involved with either side of the spectrum. Just look at those.
These are my homegrown bananas.
Amazing, look at those.
Having found Sandy, the one Jew he knows in Ravenshoe, Ari is interested in her views.
Do you notice any anti-Semitism?
Well, occasionally you get the odd comment about the Zionists being behind all the problems of the world, and I go, oh, not that same old sore again, you know. But now they've got a new one to blame, it's the Muslims, so.
Sorry, a little bit of a random question, but would you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live over here? No? You're Jewish? Wow. Do you really? Which side?
I have no idea. I was told a long, long time ago. I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe we can get your contact details so that we can arrange with all the other Jews that live over here, and you can get together with them and we can have the...
I connect with everybody. I don't make one...
So this is a way to tap into that
I've got
group.
German friends, I've got African friends, I've got English friends, I've got Jewish
And that's the way it
friends.
should be.
I don't particularly have to have a group to be with.
Right.
I love them all.
And you don't.
We're all one big
That's
family.
true.
Yeah.
There has never been a synagogue in all of North Queensland, so living a Jewish life in Ravenshoe has been near impossible. Ari finds another local Jew, Doreen, whose family simply lost touch with their heritage.
Restricted than because I never found out until I was 54.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
when
How did you
at
find
my
out?
mum's funeral, I had been informed that we were Jewish descent from mum's
Really?
side. So we've been practicing Catholics all our life.
Wow, really?
So, but I know my mum had lost her mum at quite a youngish age. So, you know, maybe it was because she had no guidance from her mother. And so that's how come it then never came through to me. It is hard when you have been brought up this way for 54 years and then all of a sudden this is... But I am interested, so it is lovely.
I'm sure you've done this before, but we have candles for you to light for the Friday night.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just gonna give you a stack over here of 6 of them, just to keep
Thank
you
you
busy for
very
the next couple of weeks. I mean, it's a tiny town, and everybody says there's no Jews, but then I keep on finding Jews.
With the flock growing, Ari is on a roll. He now goes where no rabbi has gone before, the Ravenshoe pub.
Do you know if there's any Jewish people that live here?
No, I don't know.
No? Anybody ancestry that might be from Jewish sounding name or anything?
Well, Jew can be from any country.
That's true.
Oh, I know that.
That's right.
No, I don't know.
Well, thank you so much anyways. You've been a great help. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Would you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live anywhere around here? Do you know?
So what do you want to know? What do you want us to do for?
We're a Jewish networking organization. We're trying to network Jews from all around the country. So I'm specifically interested in all the Jews in the rural and regional.
Been here 25 years. I haven't seen a Jew
Yeah, I
yet.
haven't seen. I've been here 2 hours and I've met 3.
True.
Yeah.
You mustn't drink beer then.
Ari drops in on local Jew Henry and his partner Alice. They have an all too familiar story. After the Holocaust, Australia became a refuge for almost 30,000 Jews. But their dark history was often kept a secret from their children.
So you knew growing up that you were always Jewish?
No, because I was raised as a Roman Catholic.
Dad was hiding the family in the Roman Catholic Church.
But he never walked into church. He always sat outside.
That's correct, yeah, and...
A lot of Polish men were Jews, and they all sat under the tree.
And on a brick, there was a wall about so high.
Really?
And they sat under the tree. The men never, ever went into the church.
Even though safe in Australia, many Holocaust survivors remained fearful of government.
They were in a housing commission house, and I said, the stumps are starting to crumble. They have to be done. They've got to be done. And I'll get them to come. And he said, no. And I pressured him a bit more, and he blurted out, the Gestapo will find us no matter where we go in the world.
That's an incredible fear that he had that whole time. What was the history behind that?
Well, my mother was in Birkenau, and
Yeah, she started off in Auschwitz and then ended up in Birkenau.
yeah, and my father was part of the forces that liberated her.
Really?
Yeah, and he liberated Birkenau, and that's where he found
He
me mum.
found Mum. The fear of what they went through is more than we could even possibly come to understand.
Australia has the highest amount of Holocaust survivors per capita outside of Israel. And it's quite often that their children, whose Jewishness was hidden from them their whole lives, they only found out about it on their parents' deathbed. They didn't want anything to happen to their children. And they didn't want them to be known that they were Jewish, and so they never told them. And so that's really the mission of Chabad Avrara. As the Rebbe, the head of Chabad, the head of our movement, would often say, just like the Jews were hunted down once with hate, now it's the time for them to be hunted down with love, to be able to find them all in every nook and cranny with love.
As Ari continues the search to build his community, the dark shadow of the Holocaust will again confront him. Deep in cassowary country, Ari is keeping an eye out for these large birds and Jews. But this trip has an additional purpose. Ari wants his North Queensland community to be blessed with its very own Torah scroll.
We take the Torah, which is our scriptures, which is our Old Testament, we take that as the Word of God. Every word, every letter is a lesson for us, teaches us how to live our life, and it's the holiest thing in our life.
A sacred Torah scroll is only bestowed on a community once it reaches a critical mass. So to get the numbers up, Ari needs to use every trick in his book.
So right now I'm going through the phone book. It's a small list, and I've been through it before, but I'm just trying to go through it again, just to try and see if there's any Jewish-sounding names that I might be able to cold call. Look for Goldberg. Well, I found a Cohen Building Supplies, all areas.
Cohen Building, Nathan speaking.
Hi, I'm the rabbi of North Queensland, and I'm just cold calling different Jewish-sounding names that I've seen in the yellow pages.
Oh, are you in that mobile home?
That's right. Yes.
I thought, oh, that's a weird-looking bus going around town.
There you go. It is a weird bus. You're right.
Yeah, we've got the Jewish name, but we're not actually Jewish.
You're not actually Jewish. There you go. Okay, fair enough.
You're not the first person to call. And,
Oh, really?
There's not too many Cohen's around, so...
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, good luck with it all, and...
No, you too. All the best.
Not again.
You're not the first person to call. Well, I probably was that first person.
There are 613 rules and restrictions in the Torah, but having a beer is not one of them.
We like to say there's a Hebrew word. It's called l'chaim. You have to make the ch. Can you make a ch? Like you know the sound a washing machine makes? Okay, now say l'chaim.
L'chaim.
That's it. L'chaim. It means to life. It means cheers, basically.
Cheers.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's not worth it. I'm glad at least I didn't get the Wi-Fi in. Good game, man. Good game. Thanks for that.
But have you enjoyed your time here in Mission Beach?
Loved it. Absolutely. Really.
Good for you, Joe.
Yeah.
High five.
I can't have
You don't have diseases.
No, you don't have diseases. I can't touch it. It's, okay, long story. Men and women can't touch, and only if you're married or if you're like family.
Oh, well,
I
cheers
really
anyway.
appreciate that. Okay.
You have a bloody good time
You
while
too.
we're up in North Queensland.
I will.
Touch is a very powerful way of connecting to another person, and it's a powerful way of communicating with another person. So by not touching other people, you kind of keep it special, and you keep the sense of touch sensitive for yourself, so that when you do touch the people that you are allowed to, it's intimate and it's connecting and it's communicating something really special to the other person.
Kuba Pedy is known for its opals rather than its Jews. But migrants make up half the population, drawn here for 100 years to work the mines. To unearth any Kuba Pedy Jews, Yossi and Malky hit the airwaves.
Dusty Radio 104.5 FM. So Ra Rabbi are in here, Yossi and Malky. Now, you guys are a sect of Judaism, which is called Chabad. Did I say that properly?
No, but I don't think you'll be able to, so we'll keep it as Shabbat.
Okay. The Jewish views on the Messiah, can you sort of summarise that in a few sentences?
Sure. So the Jewish views on the Messiah is that he has not come yet. So we're looking forward to the day when the Messiah comes, and he was called Mashiach. And what he'll do is he'll essentially, there'll be a period in the beginning when he comes where the world will just remain as is, but it will generally become better, where people in the entire world will just recognize godliness in the world.
Yep.
Kind of our mission is to prepare the world for the Messiah by making it a better place and making it a place where people are already doing good. So it kind of mimics the time of redemption.
Thanks, guys. Good luck with the trip.
Thanks
And
for having us.
all the best to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. Wait, so you guys were telling us that you may know a Jewish person?
Possibly.
All right.
Possibly Edward. G'day, Edward.
G'day, Matthew. How are you? How may I help you?
I'm calling. I've got a very bizarre question for you.
Yes?
Are you Jewish by chance?
No.
No? Oh, well, that's disappointing.
I was listening to I just heard something on the radio about saying shalom.
Yes, yes.
No, everyone thought we were Jewish because we were jewelers, and everyone thought Mum sort of looked Jewish.
But looking Jewish doesn't make you Jewish.
Essentially, being Jewish is really mainly genetic. It's if your mother was Jewish, that makes you Jewish. We're not a race. There are Ethiopian Jews, there are Indian Jews, and you can't say that it's purely religion, because even those that aren't religious are still considered Jews. Doesn't matter how religious or not religious they are, they're 100% Jewish, as long as their mother is Jewish.
A week into the trip, Mushki joins Ari on the road. Having covered the Atherton tablelands, they are now heading to the one-horse town of South Johnson.
Hello. Hello. So what language is that on your car on the side?
Those are Hebrew words.
Ah, Jewish.
Yeah, would you happen to know if there's any Jews in South Johnson?
Not in South Johnson. There's a lady up on East Palmerston.
Really?
Yeah. Jewish religion. Have you had that all your life? Is that a family?
It's a family thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been Jewish my whole life.
My grandmother, she was atheist. She always used to say it was just too time-consuming to be religious.
Yeah,
to be a Jew. So yeah, we never.
So you have heritage in your family?
Yeah, my great-grandmother was a Schwartz and my grandmother was a Rob.
Really? On which side?
My mother's.
So mother's mother?
Jewish.
Because according to Judaism, you're 100% Jewish if your mother's mother is Jewish. But you know, according to Judaism, that makes you 100% Jewish.
Okay. Different. It didn't matter back in the day of the war that they were Jewish. They lost all their land and everything and had to go to the camp in Brisbane because their last name was, as far as they were concerned, was German.
That's amazing.
Give us all your stuff and get in the camp in Brisbane. Yeah. And that was where my grandmother said, bugger this. when I'd have anything more to do with it. You know what you all thought of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong. I'm Jewish.
Are you?
I'm not all them other words you call me.
We'll still call you then.
Yeah, you just put Jewish at the front.
Okay, right.
Newly discovered Jew, Shirley, is left to wrestle with the revelation.
Finding out that because of my heritage, on my mother's side I'm Jewish, it's a bit shocking because it's a religion I know nothing about. It's, yeah, leaves you a bit bewildered. Little bit bewildered.
Mushki will follow up with Shirley to help her make sense of her newly revealed identity.
Our job is to worry about every other Jewish person in the world and make sure that they can experience Judaism to the extent that they wish to, and that they should be able to have access to anything Jewish, whether it be learning more about their heritage or practicing more.
Nearly 3,000 kilometres away in Kupapidi, Yossi and Malki prepare for the Jewish Sabbath, observed from Friday sunset to Saturday night. It has strict religious laws attached and driving is forbidden, so the road trip is forced to take a break.
I'm making challah, which is traditional Shabbat bread. One of the reasons why we braid the bread is to represent the fact that there's lots of different parts of a person's life, different roles, different responsibilities. And one of those things for a Jewish person is going to be their religious observance. The braiding kind of represents the fact that all your roles should be melded, braided as one, rather than independent, separate things.
We are checking lettuce because there are a lot of bugs that can be found in lettuce, and the Torah says we're not allowed to eat bugs, so therefore, every time we eat lettuce or many other different vegetables, we have to check them. Well, believe it or not, kosher has absolutely nothing to do with health. That's a very common misconception. It has to do with God telling us to. It's actually one of the commandments that we don't even know the reason for. 25 minutes until Shabbat comes in. At that point, everything will change. We don't turn on any electricity. We can have pre-existing lights, which are on already, but you cannot bake anything. You can't run to the store. You can't use a car. So you got to do everything before. Let me see what these things do. This one, we have to decide which lights we're going to leave on now, which ones are going to leave off, because that's how it's going to remain for Shabbat. This is the pre-Shabbat rush that happens every single week, no matter how prepared you are. You always run out of time at the last minute.
Sweetie pie, where is the yarmulke? It needs to go on your head. There aren't very many Jews out in Kupapidi. I don't know if anyone out here is lighting candles for Shabbat for many, many kilometers around. Yeah, I'm gonna press it. So it's a very, very special thing to kind of have the honor of bringing. 1 minute, Mummy's talking. I'll be careful. It's very special to have the honor of bringing that spiritual light into this corner of the world. You ready, Smolik? Good Shabbos. So we've got about a couple minutes and we're going to turn off the cameras because once it's Shabbat, we can't film. Is the tank locked?
No.
The keys are in that cupboard.
Shabbos, I think we're finished filming because the Shabbat is coming in about 10 seconds. We'll see ya. See you in 25 hours.
Halfway through their trip, and not one Jew found. Unless things change, Yossi and Malki risk failing in their God-given task.
Synagogue here. In Judaism, we pray 3 times a day. Jewish males will put on the prayer shawl and the tefillin.
Tefillin are the most holy item a Jewish man can own. They comprise 2 boxes, one on the arm to be close to the heart, and one on the head to be close to the mine. They contain a parchment inscribed with the most holy Jewish prayer, the Shema.
So in Judaism, God is something that we cannot describe. It's something way beyond us. Definitely not a person. It's not an angel. It's something that we can't even start to understand. This environment definitely makes you realize the grandeur of God, and it also gives you time to meditate a bit.
Keen to build his invitation list for the Torah dedication, Ari visits a Jew who has strayed from the path.
Hi, David. Good to see you guys. Good to see you.
David Kult may have carried on one Jewish tradition by becoming a doctor, but he gave up another by rejecting the Orthodox upbringing of his Melbourne youth during the turbulent 60s.
I used to go to the yeshiva in Melbourne. There's somebody that I admired there for philosophical guidance. So I asked this fellow for advice on what we could do about this horrible war where Australia was getting involved with America and attacking Vietnam. And he said, oh, all you need to do is pray. And I thought, well, this is very inadequate. I want to throw stones at the American consulate instead.
It has to be an action. You have to do something. You can't just...
David's questioning of religion has passed from generation to generation, evident in his son Sam.
At a certain point, you just stop.
What do you think about the idea that if you were raised in another religion, you'd believe that, and then you'd believe a whole completely different set of things?
I'm very fond of all the other cultures. In fact, Judaism holds that there are 7 laws given to all mankind, and we believe that any other person, no matter which religion or that they were brought up with, if they believe in these 7, and these 7 are very simple things like don't kill, don't steal, as long as they're helping to make the world a better place, we believe they get the same heaven. We believe they get the same everything.
It's very good that you think that way, but ultimately you do think that all the other religions are wrong because, I mean, it's not possible for your religion to be right and the other ones to be right.
I just answered that. Everybody else has their religions. Everybody else can believe exactly what they want, and they can be 100% right.
My best guess is that the correct number of gods is 0, but with Judaism, at least they're heading in the right direction. There's only one. There's not a trinity or a profusion of them.
Thank you so much for having me.
Despite the lack of religious enthusiasm, Ari deems the visit worthwhile.
Thank you so much. We believe that in every visit that we're doing, Jewish pride is going to be fostered. And perhaps the next time they'll be able to connect more. So every visit that we do fosters this pride. And therefore, it's a complete success.
Back at Cooper Pedy, Jews are thin underground. As Yossi and Malky head to Alice Springs, they need to keep the faith.
We've been traveling for a long time now, and we haven't been successful in meeting with a Jew. And, you know, this is the mission of our trip, so I'm really hoping that we'll manage to see some people.
But they are guaranteed to meet at least one Jewish family.
For about 3 years now, I've been teaching 2 children online who live in Alice Springs. Their mother called me up one winter day and said, we're out here in Alice Springs. My kids have no Judaism out here. I really need some way of connecting them to their Judaism, and would you teach them? 3, 2.
Cheese. To Alice Springs. Alice Springs. Alice Springs.
Where are you going?
Are you being all shy? Do you remember Eli and Lindsay? Come on.
Do you know all the Hebrew letters?
Hebrew is the common language of the Jewish people and the foundation of a Jewish education, even in the Red Centre.
It's similar to that.
It is
Oh,
similar.
yeah, I see.
But you see this one has a nose?
Yeah. Good?
Yes. So guys, how different is this to our usual lesson where...
It's a lot funner, and it doesn't crash and freeze, and the voices don't get crackly.
So you guys see?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Wow.
But,
cute.
once you get used to it, it's quite fun.
For families like these, it's Yossi and Malky who make Jewish life in the outback viable.
part of the reason we can choose to stay. We would not be able to stay, just flat out. We wouldn't stay if you guys didn't help us live a Jewish life here.
So we go to all these extremes. We travel to all ends of the country because all Jews are brothers and sisters, and you never give up on family.
To keep the Jewish family growing, Yossi is working his way through a list of leads.
Hi, how are you? My name is Rabbi Yossi. I'm with Chabad Aurora. My wife and I, we drove up from Melbourne. We're looking out for Jewish people in the Outback. So I was wondering if we would just be able to catch up for, you know, a quick chat.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm not really like, I don't think I'm exactly what you're looking for. I've got your phone number. Let me get back to you if it's going to work out, okay?
All right, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Your call couldn't be connected.
Darn.
Please check the number and try again.
Jeremy Bowen, can I ask who's calling?
Hi, can I speak to Ruben, please?
Can I ask who's speaking?
This is Yosef.
Joseph.
Rabbi Yosef.
And you're calling in regards to...
Just wanted to get in touch with him because we're looking for Jewish people and just reconnecting.
Sorry, where are you calling from?
We're in Alice Springs at the moment.
Okay, bear with me a moment.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Ravi, are you there? He doesn't seem to be available. Not sure where he is, and I have no estimate time either. So, just to confirm, that was Ravi...
Rabbi Yosef, yep.
For a rabbi on a mission, a few knockbacks are no deterrent.
We're in the mall in Alice Springs. At the moment, we're about to go Jew shopping. Just a quick question. You've probably never gotten this before. Do you know of any Jewish people who work in the mall or even live in Alice?
No, I don't.
No?
No.
All right.
No, I couldn't tell you. Yes, I do know a Jewish man that lives in Alice Springs.
What's his name?
Starts with E, he swims.
The old rabbi of the girls pulled up. I had to take a Snapchat of that and send it to the boys, eh?
So, what is your advice if someone wants to become a Jew?
So in Judaism, we don't encourage converts. It's actually very tough to be a Jew, especially in Alice Springs. As a matter of fact, if you would want to convert, it wouldn't be able to happen in Alice Springs because Judaism is very community-minded. So you would need to move to somewhere that has a community where you can go to synagogue and make it easier to keep kosher.
I believe what you say, but I tell you from my experience, I'm 60 now. I think it's easy. If it's something spiritual, it's easy because it's not something you can push.
Obviously, if someone wants to convert and then they push for it, then we're welcoming. But it would have to come from you, and it's a really, really tough road. So we don't suggest it.
Well, I told the rabbi, I said, look, why do you excluding some people if it is one God that we all came from? And you want us to go back to that same one God, why are you pushing some people away?
I let him know clearly that I discourage it in general, but if he is committed, then we have a welcoming hand. So if he does come back, I'll repeat that again. And if he comes back again, then I'll probably go more to the welcoming side, and we welcome them with open hands. It's just see the level of commitment.
Back in far north Queensland, Ari and Mushki are enjoying a day off. But the horror of the Holocaust can appear in the least likely places.
What's the reason why you decided to come and make this display? It's quite a big display.
It is. Like, some people here, like, have collected for the last 30, 40 years, and it's just something you just love doing. You love preserving history, whether it be good, whether it be bad. It happened. Yep. Like, sadly, wars happen. And, yeah, we don't condone any of the behaviour that went on. It happened, and it must be preserved.
Yeah, especially if you wanted to stop for the future, if you wanted to not happen again. It's very good.
Exactly. You can look back and say, this happened, then you can look forward and say, that won't happen again.
That's right, absolutely.
It probably isn't the best place to be, Jewish-wise.
Yeah, look, it's the perfect place to be Jewish, you know? Well, look at what has become of that regime. They're behind the fancy mannequins, and we're walking around and we're real. And that's really what our organization is all about. Is about being proud to be Jewish, to be able to try and get all the Jews that might have been in the woodworks and might be embarrassed or scared of this type of stuff.
For Ari and Mushki, today's a stark reminder of the need to keep building a proud and strong Jewish community. Having discovered he was Jewish as a teen, Krusty is still grappling with his identity, but has eagerly awaited this visit.
I didn't really take it up because it was something that was never spoken about at home because of a whole lot of things within the family. And it's really difficult to sort of say because I'd lost touch with my heritage. I'd started to pick it up, but I had the interest then. But I never really talked about it much because I was a bit of a rebel and I ran away from home at one point.
Wow.
But I've always sort of had that longing to learn about my roots.
Well, you know that we have a pair of tefillin here for you.
Really?
Here you go. This is yours. From now on, forever, this is your pair. Okay.
I've been reading about how to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So now you wrap this around 7 times around your arm. And this one goes over your head like that and just places it on top.
It's got to be on the hair, though, hasn't it?
On the hair, yeah,
not on the forehead.
Yeah.
And these words which I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall bind them as a sign upon your arm, and they shall be for a reminder between your eyes, and you shall write them upon the gateposts of your house and upon your gates.
That's it. Now close your eyes and ask God for anything that you wish. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
No problem. And that's yours. That's a present from the rabbis that came for Passover.
Yep. I need this sort of thing as a reminder because, as I've told you, when he looks down at me, he says, "That's my boy Krusty." He said, He said he's a bit of a ratbag, but I love him. And,
Having roamed through the desert like the ancient Israelites, the end is finally in sight for Yossi and Malki.
Wow.
Want to the room?
Yeah.
Come on, ready to go? What are you going to ask people, Yitzchak?
Mommy, are you Jewish?
Good boy. Let's go ask
Come
other
hold
people.
Tati and Mommy's hand.
Hey, do you want to ask these people?
No. Nah, they're not. Don't got the look.
We're wondering if any of you are Jewish.
No, we're
not.
You're not Jewish by any chance, are you? No?
I know, but we've seen you around a lot. We've seen you keep a PD.
That's right, yeah. There's a lot of people up there.
Well, anybody here Jewish?
While their journey through the desert has failed to produce any new Jews, Yossi and Malki finally hit that Jewish jackpot.
He's Jewish, Derek. What do you guys want to put on tefillin?
Matt, do it. Please do it.
Matt, go. Come on, Matt. All right? It's you. Awesome. Cheers. Drake. Ritzivanu. Lehaniach. Tefillin. Awesome. Israel. Adonai. Eloheinu. Leolam. Va'ed. Mazal tov. Lehaniach. Tefillin. All right, so it's your first time.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
I'll tell you, bar mitzvah is the first time you put on tefillin, and it's typically when you turn 13, but it's never too late. Adonai. Now we need all the guys down here. We're gonna have a bit of a dance because it's bar mitzvah. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. Uyaseh shalom aleinu, v'yalka Yisrael. Nicely done, nicely done. A little boring, but it's the Jewish dance. Down there.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure. A pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Can we have a hug? Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
And be proud to be Jewish.
I think that this was the magical ending for our trip.
Like an amazing.
Through you
Should we
again.
throw both of you? Throw both of you?
3.
After months of dedicated Jew searching, the number of new Jews found surpassed all expectations, and the community of North Queensland will finally receive their own Torah scroll. Written by hand on ancient parchment and taking years to make, this is a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. For the rabbis and their families, it's an opportunity to welcome old members and new.
So you just found out recently that you're Jewish? Yeah. You know the rabbi walked into the bar.
Cue Jewish dancing. Today is a celebration of life, of heritage and community. For thousands of years, Jews were in search of a home. And now it's these Jews, at least,